Hey everybody, Sean here again. I am back at my buddy Josh's, and today I am showing you a black-throated monitor. Now, this is another really cool monitor species, but unlike some of the other ones I've shown that come from Asia, this one actually comes from Africa. Now, usually a way you can kind of tell the difference between an Asian monitor and an African monitor is by looking at the head and the snout. A lot of the Asian monitor species have very narrow noses that come down to a point and very long heads, where the African species tend to have these kind of blocky heads and very kind of like stunted snouts in a way. A lot of that just has to do with the type of environments that they come from. The Asian species like to live in and around water, so they have to be very streamlined for swimming, whereas a lot of these African species actually live in savannas and areas that are near deserts. They don't really like a lot of water or very humid areas. Now, just like other monitor species, he's going to flick his tongue out a lot in order to smell. And doing that, he's looking out for things like bugs or maybe some small rodents and birds. But that's when he's a baby. As an adult, this guy can be over 7 feet long, weigh upwards of 60 pounds. So he's definitely not going to be eating a lot of insects. He's going to be going for some more mid-sized and even large mammals. And just like with some of the other monitor species, he can eat carrion, which means he can eat animals that have already been deceased. And it won't bother him at all because a lot of monitors have lots of various types of bacteria in their mouth. Bacteria is something that as humans can make us sick, but these guys actually live with it and it doesn't really cause them any issue. He's very curious. He's checking everything out. These guys are very, very smart, just like a lot of the other monitors we've talked about before, where he can distinguish shapes and colors. He can even count. His main thing right now is he likes trying to get up to high points. He keeps trying to crawl off my hands and he's wanting to go towards my shoulders and arms. When he's little like this, he could be a food item for a lot of other animals. But when he's up high, this allows him to view everything out around him and watch out for those potential predators. Every once in a while, he'll even try to climb up on top of my head. That gives him the ultimate viewing perch to be able to see everything. But also, as humans, we lose over 90% of our body heat in our necks and in our heads. So naturally, this becomes a basking spot. And since they live in areas of Africa where it can easily get over 100 degrees, and that's kind of the things he likes to bask under, he's going to search for those very, very warm spots. And right now, he's tickling my ear because I think he smells my earrings and likes them. So we're going to pick him up off of there. And we're going to give you kind of a good close-up so you can see that cool blocky head that he has, and also how he gets his name of black-throated monitor. You see it's extra dark under there compared to the rest of his body. But then he also has some cool browns and beiges and even has some yellow around his nose. All these colors are what help him blend in with his environment. Being that he's living in savannas and on desert edges, there's not a lot of vegetation. It's mainly rocks and sand and gravel, things like that that are going to be more brown and gray colored. So he just blends right in with all those different things. He's got very powerful legs. This helps him for climbing over top of rocks. They also help him for digging. He'll dig underneath rocks and dig burrows if it gets too warm so he can go down and cool down. And then he also has a really, really thick muscular tail, which just like some of the other lizards we've talked about, and especially monitors, he will use that as a weapon. If he feels like something is getting too close to him that he doesn't like or he has to defend himself, he'll whip that tail and hit you with the end of it, enough to possibly cut you open. If anything, for a small animal or a predator that's coming after him, it's going to hurt and it's going to knock him away. He could use his claws as weapons if he wants, but primarily he's using them for climbing when he's little like this. So, as you can see, they calm down. He actually likes being pet. He likes the top of his head rubbed a little bit. And these guys are actually known for being kind of like giant puppies of the lizard world. Some people have these as pets and will walk them around on leashes and harnesses and walk them around their neighborhood. And the animals always know where to go back to. Some people let them free roam in their house and they just have a basking spot that they go to. Now, this isn't the type of lizard that you just go out and get if you've never had a lizard before. You should have some experience with monitors, especially one like this because of how big he can get, but also because of how smart they can be. So we'll give you kind of an up-close look. He's checking himself out. He knows there's a handsome monitor in that screen. He's trying to say hello by flicking his tongue out there. And you can also see all the cool patterning and all the colors that are on him. So I hope you guys learned a little something about our black-throated monitor friend here, and we'll see you next time.